as well, which I think is a good thing.
It's all about, I think, what heroes can we put together and what's the strategy with these heroes that we can accomplish. And we talked about it for State Gaming. It's let's win our lanes. That seems to be their strategy. And for Team Spirit, it's we have some push if we need to, but we can also rely on a Wraith King to hopefully carry as well and man fight while we're pushing. So the Wraith King could be up front maybe with his reincarnation. CM and Ruby can be looking for pickoffs, and Beastmaster getting off Roar, and the Leshrac, of course, with the Z, they can maybe push down towers with the help of the Beastmaster as well. So. I definitely like both drafts, but if you have to get to if you had to give an edge to a team, Draskell, who would you give it to at this point in time?
I mean, I guess I would give it to Spirit just because I feel like they're the more established team right now, and I personally have not seen Stake play a single game of Dota, so this will be a first for me. I do like Stake's draft, but again, because I haven't really experienced the team as a whole, I can't say to how they're going to execute the lineup, but I do think it can work.
I'd agree with you. And I've seen Stake once, and they were so close to beating. I can't even remember what team it was. I feel like it was a CIS team they were playing against when I first saw them play Dota. This is one of the first games. And again, of course, I am from America, so actually I don't get to see a lot of the European games because my sleep schedule does not allow it. But here I am today, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to watch an EU Dota, which I have not seen in forever. I'm super excited. Stake will go ahead and 5-minute smoke to the Radiant jungle. They've got some wards in tow. They'll look to put some down here as well. Slicks will get caught out. It looks like he, for some reason, walked kind of close to always 105. I'm not sure how he got spotted out, but the rest of them will as well. Their smoke will dissipate. Iceberg's nearby as well on the Leshrac. They'll drop down a couple of Observer Wards and Sentries towards this pole camp, back up together, and look to not fight here down in this bottom area.
I think they actually were crossing the trees in such a way that always want to fly. Like, they might have seen him for like a split second, but there was not enough time for the rest of Stake to react. Otherwise, you could have seen like a potential snowball into a spin or something like that. But it's also important to note that Stake, while their lanes are strong, they actually don't have a lot of lockdown. It's pretty much just the Tusk and the Spirit Breaker.
Right.
Where if you look at Spirit, every single one of their heroes has a lockdown. So during the mid and late game, it's going to become harder and harder for Stake to fight into that just because of the simple fact that you're not going to have control of your heroes anymore. And Wraith King matches up very well against Juggernaut because he's the kind of carry who wants to go in, drop his Omni on you, get the kill, and then just keep fighting. But if you have to worry about reincarnation, possible Beastmaster Roar, there are only so many save mechanisms they have for that.
That's a very good point. The whole Wraith King and the reincarnation, obviously, with the Omni Slash coming out, so you have to be a bit more careful for Aaron. We'll have to see how he uses that ability. And going back to your point about disables, it's not even like they're instant disables. You know, there's no real big stuns coming out. Obviously, Snowball takes a second, Charge takes a second to get to, so you kind of have to worry about finding that disable and finding it as quickly as possible. They will go for an aggro trial in for Stake down in this bottom lane, and this means that this Wraith King is going to be a little bit rough here early on in the game. They can shut him down in lane before he even gets to that level 6. It will mean that top lane is a safe lane for Synderen going up against the Beastmaster.
They want to punish the CM greed. They kind of figured as soon as they saw the CM that there's a high chance that it would be jungling, so instead of just letting it do that for free and just safe lane and giving Team Spirit a potential better laning phase, they decide to go aggro and force the CM to make the choice. She can either play it greedy at the expense of Ramses, or they can go into the lane and hopefully they can win the 3-on-3. But I still think it's quite difficult against an AA. It gives you a lot less incentive to lane against it just because of how good Chilling Touch can be in that situation.
The Chilling Touch would absolutely decimate some of these switchy heroes like the Rubik or the Sam for that matter. So Eris should get plenty of good pharma down here in this bottom lane. Maybe the CM will rotate eventually, but still, it's going to be a tough lane for the Radiant side of T-Spirit. So we'll have to see how Afterlife in that top lane could do, as well as Iceberg mid. Viper, unsurprisingly, has the CS lead currently. He's 7-3 to 5-2, but we'll see if that continues on. He goes for 2 points in poison attack, and so if Iceberg gets close, there's a good chance he gets right-clicked down. However, there's a roam coming in from Goblak who smoked up. There's this Observer Ward, obviously, but it's not going to spot out Goblak smoked up. Yeah, Slex is going to get Lightning Stormed up there, looking for a CM. They get the Split Earth. Oh, just barely the Frostbite. Come through and look at the first blood for Goblak. I thought they would maybe skill up the Crystal Nova. They don't need it. Instead, they get off a beautiful Split Earth coming in from Iceberg after that Lightning Storm goes.
That was just the tip, man. Just the
it really was.
Tip. That was so close. So, one of the big things about playing this mid matchup, and we're going to see a Shards here from Fog. Doesn't actually catch Always Wanna Fly. But in this matchup, as the Viper, you pretty much always have to stay at a high amount of health for that reason, because the CM is never really accounted for, and you know that she's jungling, so at any given time, she can be rotating, so it's a bit irresponsible to be letting yourself drop that low in this particular 1v1. So I'm not sure if Slicks will let that happen 2 times, but he shouldn't really lose his lane crazy hard just from getting ganked once.
Yeah.
But the CM also did get the first blood, so it doesn't really help the Lesh himself as much.
And Goblet, being a good team support, will go for 2 points. The Arcanera says, screw the Crystal I don't need that yet. I just need my team to get mana, and he'll do just that. As Afterlife, he'll join him up in that top lane. It looks like maybe Cinderin might have to think about backing away. Sin getting, of course, up to level 4. He's got a salve running, level 4 for the Beastmaster as well. Sin is 11 last hits, but the Beastmaster, unsurprisingly, is winning this lane. And now they're looking for a kill. They're going to send out the boar, slow him down, right-click him up, and Goblet's going to come through with the frostbite. But Sin will go ahead and charge away, make it to the river, and probably just back up after that. We'll see what he decides to do. He's gonna back now. He sees there are 2 heroes, man. He says, screw that. Let me get out of here. And so, good gank dodge from Cinderin. He'll be able to make it back home.
Now, the lanes are actually going alright, though, for Stake. Like, obviously discounting the First Blood from Team Spirit. Their Juggernaut is free farming. He's got the highest CS in the game. Era's at 23 and 4. The Wraith King has 6 creep kills right now. And Goblak, as a support, is chasing down Cinder, and I don't know if they can kill him, though.
He went back up the high ground again. The Frostbite will go the boar. He's going to just charge away again. So a lot of mana used to try to kill Sin, but he just gets away. Obviously, this is shutting him down in terms of experience, but I think he's fine with it. But, Iceberg might be in trouble. Slicks can't catch him. He's just not fast enough. The salve will go through. Slicks will take up a bounty run as well. He's looking to cancel that salve. Uphill miss comes out, though. That really sucks for Slicks. That would have been a nice cancel, but he can't get it done.
Thank God the OS Frog emote's back, because that's pretty much what that shit was right there.
Uphill miss, great stuff, Kappa. Split Earth's gonna fly. Nope, it's gonna be the Fable first. The Lightning Storm. He's gonna be in some trouble here. Always want to fly as a haster, and Snowball's going to fly as well. Can they get this kill? He's low, but not low enough. Split Earth comes out. Fog. Telekinesis brought back as well. And Slicks is just trying to take up, but there's the Crystal Nova. Uses the Lightning Storm as well. They'll get 1 kill. Slicks will back away. He's got 5 wand charges. And no other source of regen. Really good rotation. This is what you talked about with the Rubik and CM roaming, and they've done it pretty effectively so far.
The CM didn't smoke, right? Like, he was just standing there, because they had a ward. They had a ward in the high ground the entire time, so I actually have no idea why Fog would snowball into that. Like, it was very clear that they couldn't go for the kill. I mean, it's a 3 versus 2. Maybe at the end of the day you trade, but you potentially give away 2 heroes instead of just 1, which is never worth in this matchup, so. Another nice rotation, like you mentioned, from Team Spirit, but a bit of a misplay, actually, from Stake as well to allow that kill to happen in the first place. So, although, again, the Wraith King still getting nothing, pretty much.
Exactly. So that's the trade-off here. Obviously, you're not getting as much as you should be for the Viper mid, and even for Cinderin top lane, but is Era's farm enough to make that, you know, that kind of even? Is this like...
It's about even. But it should actually be better than even. And in a team where you're supposed to be winning your lanes really hard, is we're actually going to see another kill as a top lane. Looks like the Beastmaster is going to be trading his life for Cinderin's. And we're going to see Viper actually get the kill on Iceberg mid. So all in all, it's actually getting a little bit better, because they just killed 2 solo heroes. And those are the 2 lanes that they weren't winning prior to this. So this is a good recoup from what they had.
They did trade away Cinderin's life up in that top lane for that kill. However, they get the kill mid for Slicks. He's still alive, and that'll provide him a lot of extra golden farm. It looks like he has an Aquila coming out. No surprise there. That is the standard, you know, boots into Aquila plus Wand for Viper is the way to usually go. Era down bottom is going to be up in his solo lane. They're going to be charging up Ramses. Doesn't have 6 yet. He's only level 4, and here we go. Cinderin going to jump in. He doesn't have the Orb of Venom. Era doesn't have his Omni-Slash. Blade Fury is going to go. This should be a kill. He's going to stick up. It's going to be close. They need 1 more right click to go, and they will get it. Wraithfire Blast not able to get put off. Now, there's the Crystal Nova. He just walks right through. This is a problem. The charge is up, and Goblak is in trouble. Era, 1 more right click. He gets blocked yet. He couldn't walk through. The creeps were battling here in the pit, and Era gets a double kill. Oh dear lord, great turn for Stake there.
Okay, that was a questionable play. Always want to fly, giving away his position.
He comes in, he just gets spotted out. There's the telekinesis casually, but the snowball, they'll bring 2 in, and Iceberg, he'll get hit up with it as well. There's the Viper strike, and he is a deadless rack as Sid comes in with a charge and pushes him down. Viper will grab another kill for himself, and suddenly Stake, they had maybe a little bit of a rough early start, but now they're starting to get kills all across the map, Draskell.
Yeah, this is kind of what you have to expect out of this lineup, though. Like Spirit Breaker, Tusk, and then you have very strong, like, laning heroes like Juggernaut and Viper. It makes it so easy for the Tusk and the Spirit Breaker to go from lane to lane and almost always secure a kill. Because Team Spirit, even if they have a lot of disables, if the heroes aren't in place in time, it's irrelevant. Like, the CM or the Rubik need to be there in order to prevent that kill from happening on Iceberg. So, until the Beastmaster starts getting some more Hawks out along the map instead of just for himself, and the supports are in a better spot, Stake can just continue to go for these kills. And with Era also being level 6, he's got Omni available. They can just keep going the way that they have been.
Yeah, and he talked about Afterlife. I mean, he's sitting solely in the top lane. Clearly, he wants to get his Necro book. He does have the red speed, but the stab wizardry not quite there yet. So Necro 1 will be a ways away. Air will rotate top as Iceberg, the Leshrac, rotated bottom looking for a kill. He'll find nothing and he'll head back mid. This means more farm going the way of Slicks, who's already on his way to the mech, and so more early fighting going the way of State Gaming. There will be a bounty rune picked up for, actually the regen rune picked up for Afterlife as he's getting charged up. We'll see if they can find a kill. More than likely they won't, but mid lane, Frostbite's going to go onto Slicks. Will they be able to get this kill? The Viper Strike's going to go through. Goblok's in trouble. A couple more right clicks, and that's a dead hero. But meanwhile, Split Earth comes out. Slicks going to try to turn this. The Ice Shard's coming through as well. There's a snowball and Iceberg in trouble. One more right click, but it's an uphill miss again. Nether Strike's going to fly through. Can't get it off. Will you now and actually get to the kill, but the Split Earth sends it too far, too deep. The Frostbite will go. He's taking too much hits. Of course, the Boar is slow as well. And a double kill for Always Want to Fly after using the Fade Bolt and right click. So 2-for-1 trade. Sure, you take down the enemy mid, but you lose 2 heroes out of it.
Yeah, that wasn't worth it at all, actually. I mean, after the Roar came out and Cinder got knocked back, I thought he would just cancel, because it became very clear that if he throws that ulti, he's going to end up trading his own life. So maybe he just valued killing. Like, if you think of it as a one-for-one trade, where the Spear Breaker just dies for the Lesh, then it's okay. And I suppose they were going to lose the Tusk no matter what. So maybe it's okay for like his particular trade, but the whole engagement did not favor them.
No. That's going to give them some extra gold going the way of the supports, obviously, for T-Spirit. Gives room down bottom, by the way. We even talked about this. Ramses is now getting room to farm. I mean, he's sitting at 24 last hit still, and you look at the junk, he's sitting at 64. So 40 ahead of the other safe laner, which is pretty bad when you think about it. But he'll still get some room to work with at the very least.
But again, this is stakes. Like, their lineup is meant to be able to get ahead, and oh dear god, Always Want to Fly, you are dead.
They charged right behind that tower. Sin came out of nowhere. There's no way he could have seen that coming unless he had a ward, which he did not. And Era is going to get yet another kill going his way. And it looks like he might be picking up the drum for the Juggernaut. Oh, yeah, there's going to be an action. He's going to get caught out. Slicks will get the kill with a right click and his Viper Strike, which will put him even more close to that mech coming out soon.
Yeah, the aggressive potential of Team Spirit is insane. And what Always Want to Fly is doing is stuff that a support always does if they're behind, right? They go to a lane, they try to soak EXP to get level 6, which is what he needs to be able to contribute. Because it's really nice having a level 6 Rubik against Viper, and I think he's just about to get like, destroyed.
Yeah, he's going to get destroyed, There's the Ice Blast. They actually get the telekinesis off, but he still should go down. The Urge Charge coming in. Ice Shards, he should fall. He should shatter and will do so. Goblok will come in with the Crystal Nova. He's actually hasted up. Afterlife maybe looking for a roar. He's going to find it onto Era. Sin maybe looking to turn this run. There's another strike coming through. Goblok gets the ultimate off. The damage is real. Arrow will pop that Blade Fury. Sin will fall. But if he's the only one to die, it might be okay in that situation. They're diving behind the tower. They've got Reincarnation. Arrow's in trouble. The Lightning Strike, rather, or Static Storm, or God, whatever it's called. Lightning Storm. Jesus, that'll get the kill. Meanwhile, they pick up a kill with the Split Earth on the Viper as well. 3 dead. Stake. Get dope behind the tower. Fog's gonna come in. He needs to be careful. Wraith Fire Blast will fly. The axe is coming through. Snowball dodge coming out. The Ice Blast coming in as well. It's on to 2. They might lose Afterlife, but Ramses has the Reincarnation, and he gets a double kill. 4 dead. What an awful fight for Stake. Jesus. They got destroyed.
One more tick and Afterlife would have died there. It was so close to him shattering during that engagement, but that just goes to show how the Juggernaut functions in a real team fight. He can't afford to use Omni because there's a Necro Book, there's Boars, there's a Wraith King in the front line. He doesn't really want to use his ultimate unless he knows he's going to get a kill. And there still is ult here on the Spear Breaker, but he's going to get stunned. Nicely done by Always.
That was really good. Always making sure he doesn't get off that Nether Strike. That was pretty impressive. So there was at one point a 2,000, almost 3,000 net worth advantage for Stake. It's down to 1,000. So they still have the lead, but that last fight was not great at all. And Ramses getting a double kill is really good for him. He's now up to 1,500 gold. If he wants to get Midas, he might go for the recovery one. Do you think that's the choice for Ramses, or what do you grab if you're the Wraith King here?
It depends on what they want to do. Like, he could actually go for Blink, or he could go for a farming item if he wants to go Blade Mail. That's like the hybrid between the two. Gives you fighting potential, also gives you slightly better farm. But I don't think that Team Spirit are actually pressured too much in the situation. Because regardless of how many kills that Stake have gotten during the early game, their lineup is meant to be able to do that, and they've only killed one outer tier tower, which is the offlane. Still, probably the least valuable tower that you're going to get. And they showed that in the 5 versus 5, Stake are not really as strong as Team Spirit just because of the sheer amount of lockdown and the inability of Juggernaut to be able to fight into that 5 versus 5 at such an early phase.
Yes.
In the meantime, Seal Kid, I should be fine.
Bottom lane charge in. Goblek gonna get caught. There's the Nether Strike. It's actually Wraithfire Blast stunned, so he can't get it off. The Nether Strike's still going. They'll find it this time. They'll pick up the kill on the support CM. And everyone is rotated in for Stake. They want to find somebody else. Iceberg, Ice Shards up. Will they go for the snowball? They certainly can. There's the Cold Feet coming in. The charge as well. Iceberg about to fall and will. It slicks his right click. The Viper Strike comes down onto the Rubik as well. They'll take 3. And State Gaming will not continue the push. They'll lose that tier 1 tower top lane as Afterlife is like, I don't want to TP into that. I have a Necro 1. I'm going to go to work. But now they're going to lose opposite that tier 1 tower down bottom.
Yeah, it's really good awareness. I'm noticing that the Beastmaster's top, there's not really going to be the 5-man that you're really worried about, and plus he also popped the Necro Book. The big difference between these fights is who has the advantage is completely based on who is actually there in force at the right time. Yeah. So that time there was only 3 people under the tower, they have all 5, they just go super ham. They even actually had a ward that just faded on the side of Team Spirit, and I don't think they smoked for that either. So it's a little bit surprising that they got caught out that hard, but it does show again that Stake's ability to pick is incredible, which is why I figured that Team Spirit, as soon as they get that book 3, they're just going to try to do the 5-man thing, because it just seems like it's easier for them to do that than it is to try to split farm.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. And he does have the Necrobook 2 now, so he's working towards that Necrobook 3. They did pick up the Midas for the Wraith King, so that's going to be his recovery item as well, coming out and see if he can get towards that next item, like a Blink maybe, like a Blade Mail, whatever you want to pick up on that hero.
I think it's fine though, because again, Team Spirit aren't in a rush. Like, yeah, they lost the tier 1 tower, but they also traded in that regard. And they know that Stake are the team who have to keep the momentum. Like, we're going to see a smoke here again. Stake realize that their heroes are not really designed to go for the ultra late game against what Team Spirit have as in their hero composition. Like, their cores are just better. And like 30+ minute games. So they need to continually deal damage, and that's what they're looking to do here.
There's 3 heroes bottom. You can see Iceberg is getting charged up as well. They're about to just jump right into him.
Oh god.
The smoke's about to break. There's going to be the Blade Fury. Snowball goes at the perfect time. Roar will do nothing. Cold Feet will not proc up. Meanwhile, they're chasing great Ice Shards. Iceberg will get caught. Walrus Punch. Omni Slash. They already used up Ramses. That's going to be his ultimate down. Cinderin's here ready to go. The Nether Strike's already been used. Afterlife coming in as well. The Axis will fly. Viper Strike on the backside was stolen. Always want to fly. Going to try to TP out. And he'll make it away just barely. Meanwhile, they do take down that Wraith King in the backside of the fight. What an engagement. What a great start coming out from Stake. They do get 2 kills. Sure, they lose their Ancient Apparition, but they get 2 very valuable kills coming out, going their way.
Fog's reaction was perfect. In that situation, just having the snowball means that A, you can't get roared, and B, if the Beastmaster decides to panic roar before the snowball's done, which is very likely given the situation, like you see a bunch of heroes pop out of nowhere, you're going to use some skills, right?
Right.
It just means that no matter what, you can always save. And like you mentioned, the roar being negated just completely won them the fight. There was nothing they could do after that. And another fight, again, where Team Spirit were not really all together and ready to just take that fight when it happened. Even though, I mean, Sealkid pretty much got soloed by a Necrobook and a Boar. Like, he literally died to just that. But that's the life of an AA, and I think they'll be happy with that trade.
An AA against the Necrobook, that's becoming more and more common. Always when a fly gonna get caught, they have telekinesis. He gets it off just in time. Ice Flash will sail through and might miss. And even the drill doesn't hit. There's going to be the Frostbite. They have the Freezing Field going as well. Goblek will get canceled. War's Punch comes out. They do take a lot of damage, but the mech keeps him back up and full. They're even going to demorph this as well. And Stake finding yet another kill going their way. And now they will head to the Roche Pit with this newly minted Yash for the Juggernaut. And it looks like they'll try to take this bad boy down.
Yeah, Era's itemization is very conducive to their team composition. This isn't like the Battle Fury, let's go for the late game jug. This is the I need the biggest bang for my buck in terms of gold that I can get at this stage to ensure that we can go fight. And because of the fact that Slicks also has his mech completely done, and they have Sigil and whatnot, Healing Ward, this Roshan is a very low risk thing for them, and they can just get it for free. The Team Spirit aren't even interested in trying to contest this, just because they know that in this fight it's going to be a little bit tough. So Charge coming out again. Looks like he's going to be yeah, he wants Afterlife.
Yeah, can they kill him though? They need. Nah, he's got to back away. Necro 3 is done. Uh-oh, Ramses is going to get caught. They'll ping him out. He'll throw up the Wraithfire Blast. Cinderin does have his Nether Strike. He'll use it. There isn't a reincarnation, but Cinderin needs to leave as there's 3 heroes coming in from T-Spirit. TP coming out. Fog won't see him. Snowball a little bit too late to the party if he wanted to use it. I was wondering what he was going to buy, and Fog picks up a Blink Dagger, and I think that's a fantastic item choice coming out.
Yeah, it's the best thing possible, because he already has somebody on his team who's buying mech. The Blink allows him to snowball save more reliably. Yeah. He doesn't have to be that front line. And Goblek, you are a goner.
Goblek's going to get caught out by the charge.
Oh, maybe not.
Pop up the Split Earth. Ice Blast will go. Frostbite, Sin in some trouble. He'll stick away. Crystal Nova not killing him yet. Both teams staying alive, but Era gets roared up. He's in trouble. The Necro going to work as well. He's got to back away. The Snowball Save will come through. Now always want to fly. Steals the Blade Fury. Lawrence puts great freezing field coming out there with 2 dead onto both sides. Era still alive. He's got that 80. He'll have to get used here in a moment. Viper's coming in. He's running out of mana and health as well. He's got 17 stick charges. Blade Fury comes out at the perfect time, and Iceberg might get caught out now. Look at where Afterlife is as well. There's the Pulse Nova. They get the Wraith Fire Blast off. Era's in trouble. Split Earth will go, and the Lightning Storm will do the job, and 3 dead for State Gaming. Great turnaround from Team Spirit.
That was rough for Era. He's in one of those situations where he comes back to life. He knows that the enemy team basically has no ultimates left to throw at him, so he's feeling very confident that his ability to fight, but it was pure miscommunication, because Seal Kid and Slicks both had no mana. They couldn't use anything, pretty much, at all to help him, and he just dives, like, really deep into 3 heroes with a lot of disable. That's the one thing that you absolutely cannot do in this matchup if you're playing that hard carry, is you can't allow yourself to overextend with the illusion that you can get kills against that many stuns, even if you are Juggernaut. Like, maybe if he has BKB or something like that, he can go for that YOLO dive and hope to get like a couple more auto attacks off to go for the kill, but that Aegis was actually not worth, like, they did not deal enough damage with that.
Yeah, that was... He lost it immediately, it seems like, and then after that, he dove for that kill, as you talked about, died very easily. That will provide Ramses his Blink Dagger now, so he's got even more mobility. They're going to smoke up with it. He actually has it in the stash. They don't have it on the courier or anything. Courier is sitting at the secret shop waiting for something, so Ramses will walk up to the high ground. All 5 are here for State Gaming. This is a bit sketchy if you're Team Spirit, but you're going to find Era here pretty soon. We'll be able to Wraith Fire Blast. Telekinesis can go the baseball as well. Wraith Fire Blast, beautifully done. The Roar's up as well. Snowball is safe, comes down from block, but will it be enough? Viper Strike Ramses. He's got his ultimate, and he's about to use it as well. There's a CM ulti on the backside destroying Sidorant, but Slicks is trying to right click, but slowed up as well. Wraith Fire Blast comes in. 2 dead on each side. Fog now dealing with a couple of Necro Warrior and Archers, but still, looks like he might fall as well. The Snowball will come through. He needs to get out somehow. He's got Blink, but he can't get it off in time as the Wraith Fire Blast, as well as the Lightning Storm will come through, and a 2-for-3 trade. It would have been better if Ramses did not have his reincarnation, but there it is. Team Spirit get a team fight victory again.
God, that CM, dude. That was actually insane. He almost got like a full duration Nova, or not Nova, what the heck is it called? I don't even know.
Field.
Freezing Field, yeah. Yeah, but that was insane. You can't... See, this is the problem, right? You use a snowball save for a hero that gets roared, which means that you now only have one other way of stopping the CM ulti, which is a Spirit Breaker. Right. So if you have to use that snowball save for him, then you also have to hope that you're not using your blink in the process, because then you have no way of closing the gap between you and the Crystal Maiden, which means that Synderen is the only person on the team who can reliably stop it. So from now on, he needs to always be like looking at Goblak and making sure that he's not going to let him get that ulti off, because it was just destruction.
Yeah. Maybe they can try to rectify that situation with an itemization pickup, like a Yules, for example, on the Ancient Apparition at some point, or
I think he needs to go
some sort of stun. Yeah, I mean, just that's too good of an item to pass up, but maybe inevitably he will get to the Yules Scepter. Who freaking knows? But they have to have some way to shut down that CMLT. As you saw the damage done on that team fight recap, it was insanely good, so that's tough.
He out-damaged his cores. Like, he did more damage than anyone in that fight. It was insane. But that's just, again, foresight, like knowing that there's not really any disables. And we even spoke about it a bit earlier of how Team Spirit just have the crowd control unlocked. Like, they killed the Juggernaut almost from 100%, and if the snowball save wasn't there, he would have died before he could even cast an ability. And here we go again, Stake. Gonna be going for the smoke up here. They're gonna leave Slicks in middle lane.
Just looking for something here. Yeah, so they know that somebody's on the map, but still, Goblak and Iceberg, they know something's up. They're going to back up towards their mid lane. They might get caught in the jungle here. Meanwhile, you look at where Afterlife is. He's very aggressive with his play, but you can see Stake are just sitting in the jungle waiting, begging for anybody to come, and it looks like they're not heading their way. Stake will not find anything other than an Observer Ward or 2. And actually, they will go ahead and deward as well. So some good wardage coming out from Stake. They won't find a kill, but at least they get some vision up.
Yeah, sometimes smoking for vision is the best you can hope for. Oh, nice spin from Era there. Yeah, I think he would have actually died if he didn't do that.
He's still taking a lot of damage from that Necrobook and that Boar. He's getting slowed up as well, and they could use some gold. They could use some gold going their way. Walrus Punch will come out, and Fog will get that last hit as well, and of course, Slicks will get the Necro Archer, it looks like, so. Alright, well, maybe not. He's actually so fast, that Archer Aura is pretty good. Yeah, jeez.
Literally moving faster than Blaze It.
Yeah. He's blazing right by some of these heroes. They won't find it, and the Necro will just go all the way up into the tree line. That Archer is just a freaking world-class athlete.
Yeah, I mean, you can really tell by the way that Stick are playing this that one of two things are going to happen. Like, they bought 3 Midases, okay? So Cinderin has a Midas, the Viper has a Midas, and Ancient Apparition has a Midas, which means that they know that they're not really doing enough right now to warrant their hero picks, and they're hoping that Team Spirit don't start getting, like, hyper-aggressive with their heroes at some stage. Because right now, Afterlife still needs his Blink. If they want to have that really reliable initiation, Always Want to Fly is pretty much in the same spot, but I guess he's going for Force instead,
Right.
which is fine. But they have the initiation potential on the Wraith King already. So I think this is actually an opening for Team Spirit. If they wanted to, they could play aggressive, but they can also wait. That's the beauty of their lineup. Since they've made it to this mid-20 minute mark, and they haven't really lost too much map control, they're feeling very confident no matter what they do, it's going to work out for them. Whereas Stake, they had to buy Mass Midas, they had to win their lane super hard, and I feel like it hasn't really been enough, especially after the way they used that Aegis when they were diving middle lane and Era just went way too deep and ended up dying without even getting the tier 1. So I feel like the way they played the lanes was actually pretty good, but their follow-through has been a little bit lacking.
Yeah. It looked like it was setting up for Stake to have this amazing mid-game, having some great fights, but just the play of Spirit and the fact they have so much lockdown has really been an issue for Stake Gaming. Now, do you think Spirit are going to wait for Roche or just maybe wait for that next set of items, or do they go as soon as possible? I think you touched on this already, but it feels like waiting for Roche might be the play for either team, really.
They'll probably do the patented smoke like a minute or two before you think Roshan's going to be up. Go for a pick, and then if you find something with the Beastmaster, you can do that. And is a smoke actually coming out from Stake this time around?
And they just barely dodged Goblock with that smoke. Iceberg will get charged up. Afterlife behind the tower as well. He's got the roar. He'll drop down that Necrobook. Here comes the Ice Blast. Nether Strike doesn't get off in time. Iceberg will get up. The Split Earth will go through. It gets dodged. Omni Slash onto Creeps. Era, no! And it gets stolen. Now the Freezing Field on the other side. And he's got that beautiful Glimmer Cape. They'll lose 2. They get the kill on Iceberg. They have to TP out. Fog will be on the high ground. Ramses will find him, however, and Fog will get caught out of position, and so will Slicks on the other side of the fray. They have to have some way of getting Fog down from that low ground, but he's going to get Wraithfire blasted. They'll blink up, and that's how they're going to deal with it. A duel on top of the Ice Frog statue. They'll take 4, and Team Spirit Roche is up in 50 seconds. Beautiful fight for them.
They didn't even get Iceberg, actually. He suicided. They didn't get the kill.
Oh, God,
which is even worse.
Yeah,
that
wow.
was the timing we were talking about with the smoke. The problem is the Hawk spotted Seal Kid. So Seal Kid didn't get hit by the smoke, and Afterlife sent his Hawk towards the Roshan pit, just like, you know, trying to scout it out. And it sees an AA running behind a tier 1 tower alone with no one showing in lane. So it's like, oh, they're definitely smoking. So they knew exactly what was coming before it did, and that gave them an extra 10 to 15 seconds to react to it in the first place, which makes it a lot harder for Stake to execute that properly. So they lose a tier 2. I do believe that Team Spirit can take Roshan off of that as well, since the AA blast will be down. But it's not going to be up for another couple seconds.
It's going to respawn like right now, pretty much, or at least in like 10 seconds. And
well,
we'll
they
have
got
to see
the
if they
Hawk,
can get in.
so they'll know like immediately.
Yep, there it is. They have vision of it, absolutely. They know exactly that Roche is up right now. They can either back together and try to take it, or maybe just force another engagement kill or 2 and head back out. It looks like they will back up to take Roshan, though, so great fight for Team Spirit. They got a Maelstrom for Ramses. He's also got 2.3k gold, so he can pick up a Mjolnir, which is pretty good when you think about it this game. A lot of attack speed. He has the Mjolnir recipe coming out. He's got the static shield as well, which is pretty damn good for him. I think I like this pickup, but
yeah, it's very, very difficult to avoid like getting the Mjolnir procs onto the team as well, if you think about it, because Juggernaut Spin, like all forms of damage proc Mjolnir. So there's like Spin, Viper ulti, any like damage over time from the AA blast, just taking like residual damage from anything will proc it during a fight. And since nobody on the side of Stake is like building BKB except for the Spirit Breaker, it's going to deal a ton of DPS in these fights. And if he wants to after that, he could probably just go straight for something like a Basher. He doesn't even need BKB. There's no mana burn. There's nothing really that Magic Immunity is going to help him with, so that actually means that in this game, the Wraith King is a much harder carry than normal because he doesn't have to itemize in a way that forces him to spend 4,000 gold on a BKB. He can just go buy like another damage item or any item that gives him a bit more utility than just the Magic Immunity.
It's hard enough taking him down once as it is. Kicking him down twice is going to be not an impossibility for Stake, but they're going to have to hope to get some pretty big kills.
It's going to be close to impossible, actually. Yeah. Like, their Juggernaut has to make BKB too, which is the really bad part.
He's going to get Wraithfire blasted. It's actually going to be Slicks. He went on the Slicks instead of the Blade Fury Juggernaut, which was a great idea. Now there's the Omni Slash, which was stolen, by the way, and Always Want to Fly, showing off his stuff, bringing down Slicks rather easily. The Ice Shard will prevent them from heading to Roche for a moment, but the tier they go, they're going to head right into the Roshan pit, and without a Viper for 46 seconds, I don't think they want to fight this. He could buy back theoretically, but I doubt that'll be the case.
They can't afford to do that. Like, the Viper, for me, has been a bit lackluster because they didn't deal enough damage. Like, the tier 1 is still alive at 27 minutes in. Like, there's no way that was Steak's game plan, to have that tower still standing. They're even gonna dodge one person, at least, with the AA Blast. And they really want to try to do this. They're going to throw out a charge, but it might even be dead before Cinnering gets here.
Yeah, it will be. Roach is about to fall. Okay. There it is. And the Aegis would be picked up by Iceberg, who now gets up a full Eul Scepter as well. And suddenly at, 27 minutes in, after a good start coming out for State Gaming, there is a 4,000 net worth advantage for Spirit, almost 5,000 here, and that's going to get even higher as the game progresses. As far as experience is concerned, 7,500. They're going to find yet another kill. Wraithkey just goes right into the Seal Kid. Fog, nice try, but he gets split earth up, and the right click coming out is more than enough for Ramses. In game one, looking like it's in Team Spirit's favor pretty heavily. I'll just say that much.
Yeah, the timing window for Stake has been completely missed. They had some really nice movements. That bottom team fight where they got the tier 1 and killed like 3 people when they had the 5-man rotation. That was the point in the game where I was like, alright, Stake can actually do this. They were in a pretty good lead. They got Roshan, and then as soon as they got Roshan, they threw the Aegis away. They took a couple of not so great fights. And then during that time where their Juggernaut doesn't have that reincarnation, it's very hard already to fight into the 5-mana Team Spirit because of the Book 3 Beastmaster. Like, Beastmaster actually destroys Juggernaut. It is the worst thing in the entire world to play against because you're adding so much stuff to the team fight. A lockdown that goes through spin, which is normally your get out of jail free card, and also forces the enemy team to 5-man, which, as we've seen, Juggernaut not so great at. He's like not the hero that you want to play when you're trying to kill a Wraith King as a core and you have to worry about Beastmaster and always want to fly.
They're going to find him. They're going to right-click him down. He's going to force himself away. The Nether Strike will hit up. Multiple TP rotations coming in from Ramses. He's going to try to find Cinder, and Wraithfire Blast goes in. Great Manta style. Keeps him in the tree line, and Air's just going to phase on out. He'll try to get away. They have Blink up here momentarily for Ramses, but he will not chase Air down. They finally get a kill back on the board, but it's just a support always want to fly. And we'll see how much Air could do here. He's going to get that BKB, as you mentioned, but it just feels like it's a little bit too late as Wraith King continues to eclipse him in farm.
Everyone now on the side of Stake realizes that if they're going to fight, they need magic immunity just because of the sheer amount of disables. And that's another reason why their team just doesn't transition as well into the late game. As Eternal Envy once said, BKB is a game-losing item, and it very much so is here because they just won't have the damage to kill Ramses anymore.
Yeah. They have the BKB for Slicks, and gone is the time where Viper would absolutely dominate the laning phase / kill heroes rather easily. His right click is not that heavy anymore comparative to all the strong heroes on T-Spirit's side. He's got the mech steel, so he's gone pretty much full utility, no right click, no Manta style or anything for him. And Air, that's the only damaging item he has besides maybe Phase and Crumb. His Manta style is doing as best it can, but still, there's just so many items coming up. They even have a Vlad's now for some extra armor going the way of the Afterlife and Team Spirit. A great item pickup here. And, it looks like Team Spirit are probably getting ready to go for a high ground push at some point. They have the Aegis still on Iceberg. It's there for a little bit. They're going to get maybe another item and then go for this fight.
I guess the 10-second BKBs could be a point where Stake could potentially turn it around. Because 10-second BKB is obviously the strongest of the entire BKB. Like, it's never going to get better than that for them. So their timing is a bit strong. Maybe they can look for a smoke gank, try to take a fight that Team Spirit aren't expecting, but under no circumstances can they fight into the Lesh and the Wraith King at the same time.
Yeah.
Because then the Omni Slash, there's almost no way that ability is going to be useful in a fight. At the worst case scenario is he Omnis, he kills one hero with an Aegis, and then it gets stolen or something, right? If he doesn't spin immediately after. And Always Want to Fly has been on point with the spell steals this game, so I wouldn't even be surprised to see that happen. And it kind of stinks because Stake's lineup and the way they played the first 15 minutes, I thought they had a really solid shot, but as we said during the draft, Team Spirit's lineup is just better at this stage in the game. They have vision control, they're going to go kill Slick's middle lane, potentially.
He's got his BKB, but he doesn't want to have to use it. I don't think he can, really. He's going to die either way. The right click, the Maelstrom procs coming through. The Lightning Storm for Iceberg, and Gablack getting the kill with his right click as well as the Crystal Nova. So now it is time to push. There is no buyback for this Viper, and this should be, at the very least, Rascal. It's Tier 3 tower for them.
Yeah, I think they could even Rax. 50 seconds is quite a long time with this amount of farm. Like Edict and a Wraith King with a Mjolnir and 4,000 gold in his inventory. This is definitely Rax, I think.
Yeah, they're going to even get some of the Necro Book, the Archer, as well as the Warrior up to the high ground. Tier 3 will fall. Glyph's already been used. Good Ice Shards to block some of these heroes out, but still, nonetheless, the Melee Rex is getting hit up, and they might just have to let this go. They're trying to split push, as you can see, with Air down bottom. Ice Blast will go. Yule Scepter's up as well. Ramses will get hit up with it, but not doing that much, really. I mean, you think about it, the Wraith King is not the target that you want to grab with it. And Rax is gone. Stake will not be able to defend, and backing up is going to be Spirit. Happy with what they've accomplished. Now, full set of Rax down in that mid lane.
I'm trying to think of the options that Stake currently has. Like, what is their way to get back into the game? The only logical way they could make a big comeback is if Team Spirit made a mistake. Like, they separate, they go to farm, you know, Stake finds a couple of picks, they finally maybe get the tier 1 mid. Like, that tower standing is pretty much the entire turning point of the game. And not just because the tower is alive, but because the reason that tower is alive. And when Era went super ham and dove between 2 towers and gave away the Aegis instead of just trying to go for the for sure damage that they needed to deal in order for their lineup to stay ahead, I think that particular point in the game was where it just all went south, and Stake never really got another foothold in the game past that point.
Lord.
Like, look
That's
at the
an
farm
Ags.
on Spirit, man. Like, Aghanim's Wraith King, Aghanim's on the Crystal Maiden.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is rich. Even the Rubik almost has Aghanim's.
Yeah, that 2-second cooldown for Scepter is going to be pretty nice. The charge was coming through, they decided against it. Ags on Wraith King is something I have not seen in a long time.
It's really good with these heroes, though, if you think about it. Because Lesh, if the Lesh dies, it's obviously a hero in a teamfight that you want to focus. So think of it as like having another Shallow Grave on the team that is 100% chance to work. Because the hero dies, he's up again for a couple of seconds. He's able to deal an insane amount of damage because, you know, it's Lesh. Maybe he gets like 1 or 2 more lightnings off, gets a stun. And, you know, just being alive for that extra duration, that is an insane problem for Stake, because again, it devalues Omni Slash. Because the Omni is supposed to kill the hero without them doing anything. You just die. But even if you kill a support now, they're going to come back.
I mean, it's a state of execution at this point, and maybe the CM dies before getting off her abilities, and all of a sudden she comes back to life and you're ready to go. And like, this is so frightening when you think about it. Team Spirit have, it's 7 seconds that your hero is alive after death, so that's pretty ridiculous.
So that's actually 2 stuns, 2 lightnings, 7 seconds worth of Pulse Nova. Like, that's a ton of damage.
Yeah. Wraith King has picked up the Aghanim Scepter, which is pretty insane. How close is Rubik to his Ags? He's got... Oh, he's pretty much there, actually. He needs, like, maybe a couple of jungle camps, and then they could go for it. Is Aegis still up? No, it's not, so that's something.
It went away. But if you look at the way that Team Spirit are playing the game right now, this is confidence. This is playing efficient, realizing that the enemy team is the one who has to make a move, being able to see all of them farming lanes pretty much except for the Tusk, who now is going to be showing on the map for like a split second. They want to go for a smoke, but in all honesty, like, there's a ward there, there's a Hawk. I think Afterlife should move his Hawk, actually. There's no reason for his Hawk to be sitting right where the ward is.
Yeah.
But if they spot the smoke, it's going to be even worse. I think they might just wait to go in base to do it instead. But this is the stage in the game where Team Spirit, they have to, like, brutally mess up a fight for Stake to bring their way back into the game.
They have so much map control on Spirit's side. They've gotten so many kills. They have so much in terms of itemization. Yeah, there has to be either a great initiation from Stake or I don't know. You have to go through all of this. The reincarnation, the 7 seconds, obviously. They're going to probably find Slicks again. They're just about to go on him. Slick seems to know that there's a boar coming, or a hawk. They're going to TP in on it. They'll jump in. There's the Wraith Fire Blast as well as the Roar at the same time. Good dodge. I don't know how much it's actually going to do. Is now the Pulse Nova is going to get dropped to Edicts as well, and Slicks is getting destroyed. He'll pop the mech up. He'll stay alive, but just barely. That's Viper Strike stolen. They're going to use the Viper Strike to bring him down, and that'll do the job for Easy Field. And maybe didn't need to use that ability. Nonetheless, they'll get the kill on his Slicks. He does have buyback. He's up in 60 seconds, but we'll see what Team Spirit wants to do with this now.
They could probably just go force buyback at the very least. If they wanted to play it super safe, they can wait for the next Roshan. I don't think Stake have too many plays to stop them from doing that. Era is split pushing bottom right now. That's basically all he can do. But I think they might even be able to outdamage backdoor protection.
Well, there's creeps in the base.
Yeah, I was going to say middle lane's pushed anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, they're going to jump through. Wraith Fire Blast is going to go in. They were trying to use that Nether Strike, but Sid has to pop the BKB. He'll get it off. It'll be up onto, I believe, Iceberg, but still not that much damage. But here comes the Omni Slash. They will finally bring him down. Now Ramses in trouble, about to fall. The reincarnation coming through. Yeah, he's going to go to work. Slicks will pop up the Viper Strike. That's actually the Rubik that'll do so. And now Ramses in trouble. He'll fall, but that's just the first kill. Reincarnation going through. He's back up and he's ready to right-click down for another 7 or so seconds. He will go down in the end.
Easy peasy. It's actually really good that Steak defended that. If they can get any more kills, that would be great.
Always want to play telekinesis. They have Snowball up here ready to go. Air's trying to chase him down. Ice Shards will go. It will not catch him in. Just barely misses. That would have been another huge kill. But they took down both of the cores, the Wraith King as well as that Leshrac, getting caught out with the Nether Strike. No freezing field. They didn't have as many ultimates as they wanted. And that'll be Team Spirit losing a couple of heroes.
Yeah, the fight didn't really seem like it was fully coordinated from Team Spirit, or at the very least, they didn't have good communication, because Afterlife is like, I'm out, peace, not gonna use my roar, not gonna pop Book or anything like that. Book actually could have been on cooldown by that point. The dream would be for Roshan to be spawning, like right now, for Steak, and I think that Seal Kid's most likely gonna be sitting in the area and waiting for it.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah, they'll see it for sure. They're not gonna leave. I think that's their best shot.
I hope they don't leave. It's about to respawn right now. Still Kid getting that roast. Oh, he drops the ice. Yeah, okay, now they know. Now they have to go for this. There's 20 seconds before the Wraith King is not up. They need to get into the pen. They need to take the Sages. And that might be another turning point. This time going for Steak. Arrow will pick up a double damage rune, and he's got his Basher up. They're going to take this pretty damn quickly. There's no way that they can test this on Team Spirit's side. It looks like they're all just going to back away onto their side of the river. Might be taking that fast. I thought they would take it faster than this, but...
Well, keep in mind that Era also had to go for BKB. Yeah. Like, his item build is not the highest DPS build by any means. I mean, this is double damage on the Juggernaut, and they kill the Roshan that slow.
Yeah.
Like, that just goes to show the way he had to itemize this game. And again, it's not that the pick is bad for this game, it's just the timing window has just not been hit properly. So this lineup was supposed to pretty much have won the game by now. Like, ideally, we'd be in game 2 if it was Steak.
Right. But that's not the case, and Steak are going to try to even this up as best as possible. They have the Aegis, and do you think Team Spirit waits for this Aegis to dissipate before going for another push again? Just farm up? Well, I'll hold that thought, because they're smoked right up. Now they're ready to go, so they say, screw that, dear lord.
They're feeling strong enough to the point where even if they do fight into Aegis, they're confident that they can still win, which is probably true. Especially if they get the catch on the hero with the Aegis.
Now they're going to find Seal Kid instead, and they were looking for more. Roar's going to fly out. Eric gets off his Blade Fury again, but still in a lot of trouble. They drop the gem on the deck. Splitter might go. He pops the BKB. Now he pretty much has to turn and fight, maybe. Or wait for the BKB to back up in 70 seconds. They'll pick up Seal Kid, and that's it.
He can't throw an Omni into that. It's like... It would basically kill no one. Or if he got super lucky, maybe it kills like one support, and then he loses his Aegis and dies again for it. It's not worth it. He made the right call in that moment. But the question is, can they stop the push?
God. That is an Octarine core now for the Leshrac, making him even tankier. It's a great late game item for Leshrac. You remember a couple patches ago when that item was amazing on that hero because Leshrac was so strong. He's got it back again. How frightening.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see the hero actually being used to some success. I mean, Iceberg has died a bunch this game, but he's pretty much done his job, I feel. He's still got a decent amount of farm. He's still, like, very high damage in the team fights, which is all you need. The downside to this hero right now is that Steak actually has so many BKBs, the Lesh, during the fight itself, probably doesn't do a whole lot, which is why they're relying heavily on the Beastmaster to get the catch out before BKB, and hopefully Fogged, you know, doesn't get a snowball save, because then it just stops all the damage coming out from the Lesh in the first place. But lucky for him, the Beastmaster, the CM, and the Wraith King have pretty much more than compensated for his lack of damage output, because Ramses is... He's getting close to the 6-slot territory. He'll probably finish up his Abyssal Blade next since he has the Basher after picking up the Ags. And once he gets that, he has so much health already. His damage is going to be insane.
He can sell his Midas as well, maybe get another attack speed out of Moonshard, obviously, later on down the road if you want it. There's a lot of options here for Ramses, who's had a great game. Even since at the start, when he had no last hits, he's caught up super effectively. Fogged will pick up a BKB for himself. BKBs, I believe, on 4 heroes on State Gaming side. The only one that doesn't have it is Seal Kid, which is not that big of a surprise, all things considered. There's now a Blink of Goblak, so they've got their next set of items coming in as well. And so Spirit... They're still waiting. They're still playing a bit patiently. They would have liked to kill Era there when they were going for that smoke, but that's not actually going to be the case. And now Steak have to maybe think about what are they going to do next.
I'm kind of wondering the same. What are they going to do?
Well,
I mean, it looks like Slicks is going... He's going for Aghanims, right? I don't think that's Scotty.
I'm pretty sure that's actually right. That's not bad. I guess when you're of a team that's pushing against you...
Well, it's good for the Wraith King. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They recognize Ramses as the biggest threat, so having Aghanims could allow you to kite him during the team fight. The problem is that Rubik already has Aghanims, which means that when he steals Viper Strike, he also gets the Aghanims form of it. So your Juggernaut or your Viper or your Spirit Breaker are also going to be receiving Viper Strikes on top of that.
Yep.
He can actually use it even faster because if you steal Viper,
Steal it, yeah.
you steal another spell, and then steal Viper,
Viper
again,
again,
which you
yep.
always steal. You can just Viper strike like 30 people in one fight.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty much it's limited to his cooldown of his scepter, which is 2 seconds. So, yeah, he can steal that pretty much every fight.
It has to be every
like
4 or
5 times.
5. Yeah. Like 4 or 5 seconds because you have to steal another spell and then steal it again.
That is pretty fast, though. Charge will find always want to fly. He's got telekinesis. He's going to force himself away. He's going to go ahead and... Oh, can't get the telekinesis off because the BKB. But the Glimmer Cape comes out. Wraith Fire Blast dodge for the Blade Fury as well. And now Snake in a very bad spot. They're going to try to leave. Faithful will go. They'll jump in. Blink forward. Telekinesis back on his legs. His BKB needs to be popped. He's got cheese. He's going to get Snowball safe for the time being. Iceberg might be in trouble. Yules himself. Era in trouble as well. The mech will come through. Roar will find Fog, but that's it. Iceberg might fall, but here's the freezing field. And look at this damage coming out for Godlike. They're getting decimated. Omni Slash will go, and it'll save us for maybe a second, but that is it. Omni Slash stolen by Always Wanna Fly. 5-man team wipe. Take are dead in the dirt. And now it's going to be Spirit winning this game by just running down mid. There is no buyback, Draskell, and that should be it.
Yeah,
There
see
it
him
is.
dealing the second most damage again. GG Wolfblade comes out. Stake with a valiant effort in the last team fight, but I think it was very clear by that point in the game. Even with the Aegis advantage, Stake just did not have enough in the tank to fight a 5 versus 5 of Team Spirit at 43 minutes in. So congratulations to Team Spirit for winning game 1. Kind of figured the team with the more experience, they would probably be taking this game. But I think Stake had a pretty strong showing, I'll be honest. They had a lot of potential with their lineup. I saw a clear objective with what it was supposed to do, and that's a really good sign. They also played as best they could around it. There were just a couple of key mistakes. The dive on mid, not being able to get enough